Hello, welcome back everyone. It's here May with Crafting on a Budget, and we have a tutorial creating a file folder album, and this was inspired by Paper Addiction. I believe her name is Michelle, and she does some fabulous journals. And I was looking through some stuff, and I stumbled across one of her journals on Instagram, and I fell in love. So I kept looking, and then I saw this and I was like, wow, that is pretty cool. So we decided we're going to create one. So the original one has been shipped out to someone, and she should be getting it in the next couple days. But I did show it on my video where I was creating the tab album. So, or not a tab, the tag album. So you'll have to check that to see how I made that one, or the flip through. Now this one I'm going to do a little bit different because it's going to be like a travel size, and I added some additional pockets and some waterfall. Now, as I said, you're going to need some file folders. You can use recycled file folders. The only thing is that you want to make sure that your tab area is not written on. I know sometimes we use labels. If we have labels, you can heat it up a little bit with your heat gun and remove the label very gently. Or if you want, you can cover up that whole entire area with paper. It's entirely up to you. If you want to use file folders that has been recycled, I think that would be awesome. I'm using some new ones, and they're fairly inexpensive from Office Max. You're going to need Scor tape, of course, your vintage photos or any distress ink that you want to use. I'm going to be using some fabric tack as well, your scissors, your ruler, your bone folder, and something to mark with. Okay, you're also going to need your paper cutter and your scoreboard. Now, I also use these little tags from Hobby Lobby, the Paper Studio. Now, as an FYI, Hobby Lobby is no longer going to be putting these at 50% or 40%. They've changed the labels to white, and if it doesn't say Paper Studio, when they put their Paper Studio stuff at 50%, which is this week, it's 50%. Next week's going to be 40%. You cannot purchase it at 50%. And I like these tags, and I've been using it for the longest time, but for some reason they've decided to change the label. No longer Paper Studio. I don't think they're going to do the 50%. From what I was told, they probably aren't. But we'll see here in the next couple of months, because this is entirely something new, because I was working there, and anything that said Paper Studio or not, as long as it was like these here with the black label, it was considered Paper Studio, and so you got it at 50% when they had it on sale. So if you stumble across, some Hobby Lobbies haven't removed the black tags, the Paper Studio has to say Paper Studio to get that 50%. You have to be cautious about that, because I almost got, yesterday they almost got me on that, and I didn't know. This is when I found out about it. So you're going to need some tags. Now these are 3 1/8 by 6 1/4. If you have the dies, you can cut some tags out, or if you have the corner angle chomper, you can make your own tags. I don't have the die and I don't have the chomper, so I like to buy these anyway. So I got it for $3 after I searched them down in another Hobby Lobby. So just make sure you check other Hobby Lobbies, because I know they're slowly starting to get rid of the Paper Studio ones that are 50% off. The other thing, let's see, oh, the paper that I'm using is Echo Park, and it is the Have a Merry Christmas collection from Echo Park. So that is what I'm going to be using, and I think that is, for now, that is about it that we are going to work on. So let's get started. I'm going to bring my paper cutter up here so we can get this done, and this might be a couple tutorials. I don't know, we'll see. We'll play it out because it's pretty lengthy. I've tried to prep it up as much as I can because I have it done here, but just in case, this might be a couple videos, just as an FYI. Now, move that up. So you're going to need 2 file folders, that are the center pieces with the tabs on the center, 2 that are left, and 2 that are right. So you're going to need 2 right, 2 left, 2 center, okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and just grab one. I'm going to go work with the, let's do that one for last because that one has a little bit more complicated. Grab your center one of your center, just one of your center tabs. And you're going to take your ruler and you're going to make a mark, flush your ruler against the top edge right here, and make a mark at 9 3/4 of, let's move this here. Make your mark at 9 3/4. As you can see, I have mine's marked right here, 9 3/4. Make it top and bottom, 9 3/4. Flip it around and make another mark, and then kind of line it up. Bring it to your paper cutter and line your lines up best that you can. My paper cutter is kind of on the it needs a new blade, but I haven't been able to find the blade. I've looked everywhere and I can't find this blade. It's not the triple deck. It's this different little one because it has this little gusset here for this. Alright, so 9 3/4. Save these because you can use them for belly bands or tags. Flip it with your tab down to the bottom, okay? With your tab, open part facing you but down towards the bottom, and bring it down to 7 3/4. Again, the tab is facing me and the open part is facing me, and 7 3/4. Align it and cut. Okay, so then you're left with this. Set that aside. Grab your grab a right tab one, open it up, and you have that score line right there. It's the right tab one. You're going to cut right on that score line, okay, the fold line. Come on, be nice to me. It's tearing up my paper. See? Hopefully I can get this. Good thing that's going to be like tucked away. Otherwise, uh-oh. Okay. Now, take it, and you're going to, again, bring, wait a minute. Where do I, let's see. Bring your tab down to the bottom and line it up flush to your 5, marking at the bottom, your 5. Okay, flush it in. Your tab. Flush it down to 5. Oh, come on. Be nice to me, please. Alright, save all these little things because we can use them for other things. Then take your tab pointing down and cut it at 7 3/4. And save that piece for a pocket. Set that aside. Grab your other tab, your other right tab. Again, turn it this way. So here it is. Turn it counterclockwise with your tab going down. and your thing is opening, and flush it against to 7 3/4. Save that. Put that one aside. Grab your left tab again with it going down. Cut it at 7 3/4. And then you have, so you'll have a left, a right, and a center, right? Just like that. And then you have a little cover, just like that. Then all these little pieces we're going to use for like little tags and pocket fillers. Then you're going to take actually, yep. Then you're going to take the one with the center, okay, and you're going to get your scoreboard this time. Okay, your scoreboard you might be able to score if your folder is not that thick. You might be able to score entirely up to it, but double check. You're gonna flush your paper to 3 7/8, and you're gonna score. Mine's is a little not that thick, so I can see, as you can see, I'm scoring it right straight down, 3 7/8, with your tab up, flushed against to the top. And I'm doing this a couple times. Flip it, and again, 3. Oh, you know what? I didn't do it 3 7/8. Silly me, May. 3 7/8. Okay, and you can open it and do it again that way, 3 7/8. Go all the way through. Three and 7/8 all the way through. Okay. Grab this one here, since we have the scoreboard, and score it at a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. Score it at 1/2 inch. Okay. Set that one aside. Now, you're going to take this center tab to your left and bring it up like so. Get your bone folder and burnish that in, just like that. Okay, so you have that. Fold it in half again in the regular normal fold, and just keep burnishing until you get it kind of flat. Turn it around, burnish, burnish, burnish. Okay, so my tab is on my left, my fold is facing in, right? What you're going to do is you're going to take this little cutout. Here's the tab. You're going to take this cutout and you're going to line it up to that original score line. Okay? To the original score line. Here's the original score line. Here's my cutout. Let's turn it this way. Here's my cutout. Here's the score line from the original score line from the fold. Bring that cutout up to that score line. Flush it against it. Just like so. Take your bone folder and burnish like that. Okay, and then go like that. Okay, bring your scoreboard up, back up. You're going to need your scoreboard now. Flush the tab against your board. It should be lining up to 5. Got that right. Let's see. Did I get that? A little off here. A little wonky there. Let's get that. Okay, flip it up. This here, that fold, see it? Should flush up to the 5. It should, right there, to the 5. Take your these two. This one's a little bit wonky. Not for me. It might be the folder because it's lined here. Flush there. Okay. Tab, Scor. Take your bone folder and align it right. Flush it against that fold. Right against that fold. Okay. And then fold it back. And it should flush just like that. Okay. So there it is. It looks like a W. Pockets are on the inside. Okay. You can do one or two things, which I chose to cut this pocket out. But you can leave that pocket there if you want more pockets. It's entirely up to you. But I did cut it out on mine. You don't have to. Okay. Okay. So it looks like that. Okay. A little fold like that. Alright. And if you turn it this way, it looks like that. And this way it looks like that. So again, you don't have to. We'll go ahead for the sake of this one, we'll leave it there. I cut it out because I just thought I had 3 pockets, but you don't have to. So you can leave that there if you want. And I'm leaving these open. Okay. Alright, so you're gonna have something like this. Okay, grab your next one. And let's do the right. Now again, you see the tab. Here's the little cutout from the tab. Okay, you don't want this one. You want the tab. This is not the tab. This is the shorter end of it. This is the tab up here, and this is the cutout from the tab. Okay. So take that cutout and flush it to the original fold of your file folder. Bring it over. Make sure it's aligned on the top and the bottom, up here and over here. It's all flushed in. Have your bone folder. And burnish that up. Take your tab, flush it. And it should go up to the 5. And Scor. Take that one, fold it back. And then you're left with this. Again, now you have either an M or a W. Okay? So again, here's the tab, here's the cutout. The cutout flushes up to that original file fold. Okay, see that? It flushes up against it on both sides. Grab your next one. This is the center one. Again, here's your tab, your center tab, and your little cutouts. Okay, so ignore this one. We're working with the one with the tab. Take the 2 cutouts. Here's the fold line from the original file. bring it up and align it on both top and bottom to flush against that fold. Just like that. Now, tab, flush against your board, should go up to the 5 and flush it against. If you folded it right, it should flush right up to the 5. Fold it back and burnish. And you're left with something that looks like this. M or W. Here's the cutout. Here's the center tab. And it looks like that. Okay. Last one. Again. Tab and cutout. Tab and cutout. Center fold. Flush it top and the edge. Hold it in place and burnish. If you flushed it to the right side, it should line up to 5. I do it a couple times just to get a good. Fold it back and burnish. Okay, so there you go. Now, have that. Here's your center. Left, left, center, right tab, left, center, and right. Then you have the one we did with the pocket. Put the pockets are going to go inside and your tab's going to go on your right. It'll be like that. Actually, let's do something. Let's switch to left and to right. Let's put right, left, center, and right, like that. So we got right, left, center, right. Okay. Then you have this one. Flip it to the top, and you have your little score, and that'll go to your left, just like that. Okay. Then you have one more pocket or folder. And for this one, it is the outside cover that we're doing. We're just going to cut the tab off. But before that, we need to do a score line. Hold on, let's bring this back up. So this has 3 scores there. 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, and the center 4. Open it up. You'll see. You have 1, 2, 3 scored. 1, 2, 3, and that's score. We're going to add another on the opposite side of that, and that's about 1/4 of an inch. So if you fold it and flush it against your board and do 1/4 of an inch score straight down, that'll give you a 5th score line. And then you're going to use one of those to be a center. Get it straight. I got off track here. Okay, so you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you'll have a center line. Okay, I want you to fold in the center line, the center score. You'll have this 2 lined, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay. All right. paper cutter again. And this is going to be our outside mechanism. See the center of my scores? Okay. And so this one is 5.5 from the center score by 8. 5.5 by 8. Okay. So you're going to bring it up to 5.5. And cut. And then cut it at 8. I believe it was 8, right? Did I say 8? Should be 8. Yeah, 8. And you're left with that, okay? Alright. Last thing that we're going to do is grab one of those extra little pieces that you might have that's long. Let's see, grab one of these scraps. Where did I put it? So you're going to do another one. And let's see, which one do I want to use? Might need a third. Yeah, you need another file. Sorry. So you're going to need an extra little file. Actually, should work with this. Yeah, I should work with that. So you know how you cut that that one piece off where we cut it at the center? We're going to take that and we're going to cut it at 7 3/4. Okay. That way we're not wasting another file folder. I had extra little file folders laying around here. Oops, got stuff lying everywhere. Okay, find your center. It is 4.5, so it should be, where's my 2 1/4 is my center. That's your center, and you're gonna want to go, if you notice here, I have my center line, and then I got 2 score lines that are 1/4 inch each on each side of my center line. So here is 2 1/4, right? 2 1/2, and 2 3/4. But I need to have something on the other side, so we're going to go on. So you're going to actually score the first score line at 1 3/4, because I wasn't sure what my scrap was. So this is 4.5 by 7 3/4. You're going to make your first score at 1 3/4, your second one at 2 inches, your third one at 2 1/4, fourth at 2 1/2, and your fifth at 2 3/4. Okay. And you should have like a little accordion, or not accordion, like a little fold. You want to kind of shape it to round it off a little. So work it, work it, work it, work it. Okay, like that. All right. Then you're going to get 3 tags, and this is just for the album right now. 3 tags, and you're going to cut off some of your tags because you don't need the full tag. So if you take a tag, and this is for the inside, well, okay, so you're going to need to cut at least a 3/4 inches off of this tag because it's too big for the inside tags. So cut off 3/4 inch off of this 3 1/8 by 6 1/4. Cut 3 1/4 or 3/4 inch off. Cut it off. Okay, and then you're left with something like this. And then you're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. Okay, you need 3 of those. Okay, once you've done that, then you're going to grab 3 more tags. All right, 4 more tags. One's 3 1/8 by 6 1/4, and one you're going to, again, you're going to trim it. Well, I guess you're not. Okay, so one you're going to leave it like that, and then the other one you're going to take it and score it at 3/4 of an inch. So score 3 of them at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, then you're going to take some of your little scraps that are left over from your tags that you cut, the 3/4 inch one, you're going to score it at a 1/2 of an inch. So this is a leftover from one of the 3/4 inch that I cut off from one of my tags. Scored at a 1/2 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, whichever you want. It's either way, it's going to be the same thing. And that's going to go like so in the back of our tag, like that. Okay, so set those aside because we're not going to mess with that yet. Okay, how do we assemble this? So this is how we're going to assemble this. I did some sewing stitches. You can choose to sew or you can choose to glue. If you choose to glue, you can use Scor tape, which I don't really recommend because sometimes when you're putting your tags inside your pocket, it might get snagged in there, caught up with the glue. So I don't suggest it that way, but it's entirely up to you. I'm using Fabri-Tac, and what I also did is I sewed. See, I sewed mine. But you can choose however you want to do it, because however you do it, that's how you want to do it, right? That's entirely up to you. Okay, so bring all your file folders over. This is your cover, so set that aside with this little piece. You're not going to use that yet. Alright, so then you're left with this piece that you scored at a 1/2 an inch. Grab your Scor tape and put it flush against the score line. And then what's left, and I'll probably just do a flip through of the decorative part because you guys don't really need to see all that. I'm sure you guys like to, but that's like a longer process. Okay, so there's that. Put that one aside. Then grab those. So this is where I stitched mine. As you guys can see here, I have a stitch, right? An L stitch. L stitch. Why is it an L stitch? Because up here there's a pocket. Let me lift it up. There's pockets on the top. And so because there's a pocket on the top, I did an L stitch. Well, that one doesn't have a pocket, but some of these have pockets. See that? That one has a pocket right there. And that one has a pocket right there. That one doesn't have a pocket. That one has a pocket. And so forth and so forth. So That's why you have that. So what you're going to do is take that one that we did a pocket for, and you can, if you're going to sew it, what I suggest to do is you have this M like that, right? Put it together like this. Take this one, flip it over here, and you're left with that like that. Your pocket now is facing this way. So you can take it down your sewing machine and you can do an L stitch down here like so. Okay, like I did. But you can also open it up just like that, and here's the original fold line. You can take some glue and you can glue it down here, and make sure you always make a note of which direction's going up, because that's going to indicate whether or not it's the up facing top. Okay, so fold that out, get your glue. We're going to glue it. I'm not going to get up and just stitch. So go close to the edge as you can so that you're not having your pockets getting stuck and caught up with stuff. Fold it over. Now you have that. Take your bone folder and burnish at your L shape. And you're left with a T. Okay? And so then you have a pocket, and I'm going to leave that. I'm not stitching it. You have a pocket, have another pocket, and you have a pocket over here. Now this one's a complete pocket. Now what I did is I cut this out. It's entirely up to you. You don't have to. You can cut it in an angle if you want. You can stitch here, but you would have had to done that before. You can take some glue and glue it down here if you want. Again, that's up to you. I'm just going to leave it like that. I am. Okay? So that's that one. Grab your other one, which is now your left tab. Okay? So you're left with this. Here's your W. You're going to join these two. Okay? Here's your tab, your outside. You're going to join those two. Make a mark of which one goes up and which goes down so that you're not confused. Flip it that way. I make an L. Just an L. Just an L. Okay? And there's my arrow telling me that is going up. That is my up pocket. My pocket on the top. Then you're left with that. Another T with a pocket. Another T with a pocket. Set that one aside. Grab your center one. Again, there's the M or W, whichever you want. Here's the tab. You cut out. Flip it that way. We're going to do an L this way. And I'm going close to the edge because I want to make sure my tags and stuff fits in there. And you can sew it, like I said, you can stitch it. You don't have to do it this way. You just have to flip that other part backwards so you can stitch without this. Otherwise, if you do it like this and you put it in your sewing machine and you sew down here, you're going to sew this back page up. Just flip that back page this way, then sew down that L shape there. And always indicate which ones you're up, so you're not screwing it up and doing anything silly. Okay? Alright, last one. Again, here's my M. I'm doing L. sure I put an arrow that lets me know that's going up. At this point, again, if you want to stitch it, what you can do is, again, flip this back page forward like that and stitch down that way. Okay, now you have your right, your center, your left, and the little pocket one. Okay, and the front page. So this is what you're going to do now. Now you're going to do U's. We're going to learn our alphabet. Okay, so this back page is going to glue up with this one, but in the shape of a U. So it's going to go like this, in shape of a U. See that? So you're going to take two of them. Here's the back page to the front one with the pockets, the back page, and the front page of your left tab. You're going to take those two, you're going to put glue around here, like that, okay? I'm going to turn it this way because it's easier for me to see. And it's also easier for you to work with that way. Okay. So see, you can take them, bring it together, and if you lay it flat on your table, the way I'm doing it here, it flushes up really nicely. If you get any seepage, you can come back with your rubber eraser, and the good thing is that you can get all that out, all that gunk. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be a couple parts. Alright, so there's that. Now we got two together. Alright, here's the back page to the second. I'm going to call it a signature. Bring your center tab, and then you're going to take the front page of your center tab with your back page of the other one you just attached. You're going to flush it up just like that, and again, you're going to do a U on the center tab front. Center, here's the center tab, and here's the front of my center tab. See? Here's the front of my center tab. Okay? You're going to put glue around that U mark. Right there, up to. Bring this one up, flush it together. At this point, you know what you can do is, before you glue these pockets, take your distress ink, I forgot that, and distress these up so you can get it really nice and distress. Okay, forgot to say that, especially with the pockets. Alright, so let's do this pocket. So you want to distress that before you glue it together. It just makes it a lot easier. Okay. Okay, grab your other one. I know I'm going to do it here, so let's go ahead and distress this one. And you can round your corners if you want. Like right here, I'm going to round it at the end. Last page, I distressed it. Back page, front page of my last little signature book. Okay, I'm going to put my glue here in a U shape, front and back. It's what you're gluing in a U-shaped manner so that you have an extra pocket. Okay, flush it together like so. Lines up nicely. Get seepage, clean it up. Stuff is gummy. And it should, you can maybe manipulate it a little, because see, I shifted it up somewhere along here. How I did that. Being goofy. That's how I did that. Okay. Everything should look good. Alright, should look like that. Okay. Get it nice, burnished. And it should look like this. So there's that. Oh, this way. There's that. Pocket. Pockets. A pocket. Pockets on the top. Pocket on the side. Pocket on the top. And I know the one with the arrow has a pocket. Nothing. Pocket on the side. Pocket on the top. And there. These tags that you scored at a 1/2 inch after cutting your 3/4 inch off is going to go on the opposite side of the cutout tags. So for instance, see how this one here has a cutout? You're going to, I marked it up at 3/4 inch with my ruler so that they all lined up perfect. So I went up to 3/4 inch and made a little mark so that I know that that was lined up. Took my score tape on my tag, and I lined it up flush against that little line where I marked my 3/4 inch, like that. Okay, then you're going to come back and the next cutout, let's see, where do we want it? Do we want it over here? No, not there. That one. And then we're gonna go here. And again, I guess you didn't need 3. You could do 3 if you want to do a center one. But the pocket kind of, we have the pocket that kind of threw it off. Again, that'll flush in just like so. You want to get these on before you put your paper down, because then it's going to be a little bit of a pain. You want to distress it also. I didn't distress this because this is just for me to show you guys. But in a given world, I would have distressed it already. I have mine's already distressed. So, remove that. And I'm going to line it right flush to that little marking. And right there. Goes like that. That goes like that. I want another tag here somewhere. Questions, questions. Do I want another tag? I could choose to put another tag here if I wanted to on this side, or not. What threw it off on this one is these pockets, but that's okay. We can do another one here if you wanted. If you wanted, you didn't have to, but mark it at a 3/4 inch, and then you're left with 3 tags like that. But you don't have to, okay? Because on one of these you can get your little waterfalls and attach it, okay? On one of these little, like this one, you can do it right there and do a waterfall there. And then take this one that has the 1/2 inch and flush it against. Like so. Okay, and you're left like that. So there it is. So here I could probably take this tag. Let's put it over here. Yeah. I'm going to trim this off because I cut too much of it. Oops. And I just kind of make that marking so that I know I'm flushing it again, so they're almost kind of somewhat have some kind of a unity and not all over the place, you know. All right. So you're left with this. Oh wait, that tag was a little bit bigger. That was a little bit bigger of a tag. How did I manage to do that, May? Did you grab the wrong one? You idiot. You idiot buffoon. Buffoon. Let's do that again. I grabbed my other ones. See what I mean? Be careful. Careful, careful, careful. See my little mark, my 3/4 inch mark? I'm going to flush this here to that mark and drop it on that little score line there. And then you'll have beautiful. See all the tags, they're not overlapping. If you do it right, see, they're in the same line. They're all nice and flushed. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Isn't that neat? That's what it looks like, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. And so this, once you've gotten all your decorative pages on and distressed, you will glue this to this. Okay. All right. And then this flap will glue to this base. Okay. But we're not to that point because I'm going to show you what I have going on over here. Over here, I have all my papers cut out, and I left about 1/8 of an inch on each side, just to give you an idea. Okay. And so I've already distressed everything on my end, except for this one. May, you didn't do this one. You're falling behind. You are falling behind. And yes, I'm in my PJs because, guys, it's 4 something in the morning. And look at me trying to get this video done because I got homework to do today. Okay. Or homework to submit today, not to do, submit. So I've distressed everything with the exception of that one because I'm so forgetful. And what we're going to do is we're going to start gluing down. You can decide how you want. Now I kind of rounded some of my corners like that. I rounded it with my corner chomper. You can decide if you want it straight or if you want it rounded, like I rounded there. And I rounded it over here as well. So you can decide whether or not you want it rounded there too, or not. That's entirely up to you. I let that decision, and I cut this first one because I wanted some of my stitch to show. I cut this one at 3.5 by 7 because I wanted the stitch to show. Okay, so I cut it just a little bit smaller than the rest. And I don't like using ATC guns just because sometimes that doesn't last long. I used to like my Xyron, but for some reason, well, I don't have the big machine anymore. I got rid of it. I donated it, but for some reason the cartridges weren't coming out so great. So now this is the only one you're going to cut at that size, because the only reason I did it is because I wanted my stitch to show. But you guys at home don't have to do that, because if you didn't stitch it, you don't have to do that. You will cut it regular, and regular is bigger than that, okay? So, not sure where that was. I've got stuff all over the place. I know this is part of my back, so let's go ahead and glue this in the back. And this one is, and I rounded it, this one is 4 1/4 by, and they're all basically this 4 1/4 by 7 1/2. 4 1/4 by 7 1/2. That's the regular measurement, because there's no stitch there. This is the back page too. Now remember, I'm not, this little thing will not be glued to this, okay? And you can stitch all your pages if you want or not. That's entirely up to you. Alright, so my front and my back are done. Assuming I had cut this for here, and I think I assumed right, but I didn't distress that. Not sure why. Alright, so this one, again, I think I left it a little bit shorter because of the stitch. So this one's 3 1/2 by 7 1/4. Actually, this is a little bigger, so that might not have been there. Who knows? Who knows, babes? But we're going to put it there because it looks like it fits there. Three and a half by 7 1/4. In fact, I think I did cut it shorter because I wanted that stitch to show. Okay. And all my tags has their little cards. At least I think. No, I didn't. I didn't cut the paper for the inside tags. I did it for that one. Alright, so this one is going to go like so. Did I goof up again? I probably did. Who knows? I'm a goofy person late at night or early in the morning. I think that went there. Oh, they're all the same, but I think the pattern I liked. We'll go with this one. Oh, there. I knew. I was like, why did I put holly there? I didn't want the hollies there. Okay, never mind. I had the wrong size. See what happened? So this is, I'll tell you the measurement here when I put it down. Let me clean my tip on that. It's getting gummy. And I could have cut this on my other ones. I cut it 2 size, but I cut these a little bit shorter just so that I can get some of the file folder exposed. Get some of my nails. Get this cleaned up. Alright, this one I cut to fit inside, as you can see there. This one here, let me tell you the measurement. It is 3.5, nope, actually 4 by 7.25. 4 by 7.25. And then the inside one, measure it. You're gonna have to measure your own because everyone's gonna probably be a little bit different. But this one's about 7 3/8 by 4.25. And then I did the little pocket inserts here, and this one is 4.25 by 3.5. 4.25 by 3.5. That'll go just like so. I might have to trim that a little bit because I wanted some of my stitch to show. So I might trim that. Let's leave that one out. And then I did a little insert for this. I made this one a little bit smaller because of the pocket, a little tighter there. So just size it to that. I know mine is 4 by whatever size this was, which is, I don't know, 7 inches. And then I have the insert for this. What did I do with it? Oh, it was this. I believe it was this. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that was it. It's a little tight of a squeeze in there. 4 by 7.25. Again, you guys just measure it because everyone's going to be different, and some people might cover it completely, and I leave about 1/8 of an inch on each side. And I've already distressed it. Which one do I want? I'm going to go this way. I'll just put it in there. Of course you're going to give me a hard time because I'm on video and you want to give me a hard time and prove your point, right? Might have to trim that. Oh, hold on. Might have to do a little bit trimming. It did fit, but now it doesn't want to fit and I'm getting gummy in here. Let's trim it because I don't want to battle with that. I'm just going to snip off a little bit of it. Go about 1/8 of an inch. Just that it's a little bit on the snug side because of the stitch on there. Oh, and I didn't. Looks like a mess now with all that glue, but I'm going to have to get the rubber eraser. Something's snagging it in there. You might want to put this in. Oh, sure, we'll leave that because I'm getting gummy and I don't want to get my hands gummy. So we're going to leave that one for last until I trim it off because, as you can see, the struggle was real. Alright, we're going to do this one, and I kind of did this one with the rounded corners, and what I probably am going to do with this one is just cut it. This one that we were just trying to struggle to get it in, just cut a tad, half of it, and tuck it in. So see, I rounded this one. So we're probably just going to tuck, did I not? Oh, there's another one I didn't distress. Boy, I did a really good job. So this is what I'm thinking we're going to do, is probably trim at least some of it, not all of it. took about because no one's going to see that tucked in there, in all honesty. But you wanted to put this down before you, if only I had a brain. I'm like the Scarecrow from The Wizard of Oz. If only I had a brain. Alright, let's tuck that in. It's the stitch that kind of made it tight. And I got some glue in there that... There we go. I'll clean all that rubbery mess because I don't like that mess, but I will. I'll clean it. You guys know I clean it. I will clean it and make it look pretty. But ideally, go ahead and we'll just use our little rubber eraser, which comes in handy for things like this. Remove, this is wonderful for it, remove all that adhesive. There we go, voila. And when I say it's voila, it's voila. We don't have any gummy stuff on there, see? Stuff is great. Okay, but it's all on my hands. Yuck. Alright, this little piece here is not for that. Alright, we need to distress this one. I might have to snip off a little bit of this one as well. So I said, this one is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. That should go like that. Yep. I'm getting towards the end of this and it's getting gummy. And I'm being careless. Normally I put my top on, but I'm being very careless and not doing it. Ooh, we're on for an hour. Okay, so I'll clean this up here. And we're going to do the same thing for this here and there. I'm just going to go and add all my pages. Measure it, leave an 1/8 of an inch, round where you need to round, and I'm going to show you my end results. I'm going to put this together. I guess you know what I need to do. I need to do that waterfall. So before I leave, we're going to select one of the bigger pages because the waterfall is going to go on one of the bigger pages, not on the little pages. So the moral of this shenanigans is that you will measure everything and leave about an 1/8 of an inch on your borders. Okay? Okay. Otherwise, we'll be here forever measuring. Okay. I'm going to pick one of these ugly, ugly, ugly pages to do my waterfall. And I just come back after I'm done and use my rubbery eraser and remove all that nasty adhesives See, I rounded that one. So you want to put your tags down before you put your base paper down, okay? That's important. Let's find an ugly page because I want to... We're going to do our waterfall on this ugly deer one. I just couldn't... That collection had a really pretty one, but it had tags underneath in the back, and I want those tags for my decorative pieces for my album, so I didn't want to cover that up. Alright, so we're going to put this ugly... Oh, that didn't go... Why in the world did I put that there, May? I knew. Ah. That doesn't go there. This one go there? We'll put it in there. Silly May. I got some glue globs to clean. I need some coffee to wake up. That's what I need. See how easy it is to clean a glue glob with this rubbery eraser? It is so cool. Look at that. It comes gummy and it comes off. Alright, nice. Cleaned up nicely. I know why, because that came over here. Silly May. I switched some of them around. Wasn't thinking. Alright, so we're going to put the waterfall on this page because we're going to cover up those reindeers because they were pretty darn ugly. Not necessarily that they're ugly, it's just not my taste, right? Okay. Alright. Look at that. Okay, waterfall. Here we go. I'll do the other pages off camera. Take that little 1/2 inch one that you, the 3/4 inch that you scored out of a, and left just a little scored like that. You're going to put it on the 1/4 inch side. And on the big tag, take that 1/4 inch side and attach it to the back. I got lots of glue on my hands so I can't grip. I need to go wash my hands. I can't stand that. Can't see, can't see, can't see me. Alright, so you're left with a little flippy thingy like that. Let's put some score tape on all these tags. I guess you could have just used your glue. It's entirely up to you. This one's going to go on top like so. So you scored it at 3/4 of an inch, right? All your other 3 tags or 4 tags, yeah, 4 tags, you're going to score at 3/4 of an inch. The first one you attached to the bigger, a 3/4 scrap to the 3¼ inch by 6¼ and you're going to attach that piece. This little one here, you're going to attach it to the top of that base. That's the base. Okay. Flush it to the top. Like so. Like that. So it's going to line up to the top. Let me make sure it's all nice and you do not. It is hard to have glue on your hands. It's like, ugh. Yuck. Let's get these hands clean. Can't stand it. It's hard to look at that. Gummy mess. Okay. Grab your next little tag. And then on here, on the big one, you're going to add another score tape because that's going to go down onto your album. This one goes glued to your base of your album. I think that was it. I thought I had 4. I don't know why I had an extra one here. Must have done it for it to show. Okay, so it was 3 tags at 3¼ Alright, so let's put this one down. The big one. And I'm just going to eyeball it. About 1/2 inch on each side. Okay. And then grab your other. Oh, you know what? I didn't. Oh, shoot me. Darn it, darn it. I got it carried away. Let's heat it up. Darn it, May. Good thing it came up quick. Sorry about that. Scratch that off. Let me remove that. Let's see, you guys get to see the boo-boos. It's real time, guys. It's real time. And boo-boos and all. Okay, because what happened is that these have to go up. They don't align. Let's see. a line like that. So this one has to go first. The one goes first. And I'm being picky now. Going about a 1/2 of an inch in. Drop it in. So I did like a 1/2 inch mark on each side. A little bit of glue there. Grab your next one with your 3/4 inch mark. I know you guys are probably laughing at me. Alright, then this fold, this fold is going to go right flush against that end mark right there. And then you drop it. See? Let's get it. Next one is this one, and this one's going to go flush down there. If I did it right, if I designed it right. Yeah, I did good. Good job, May. Good job, May. Okay, so then that one, that 1/4 inch fold, or the 1/2 inch fold, is going to go flushed with this edge, flush against that tip, that edge. And you're probably seeing the top of my head, but kind of hard to see. Alright, so it should all line up perfectly like that. See? Alright, nice. And then you have all your little decorative that you're going to put in, and I've got it all nice and selected. And you can go in there and select the ones, like this is going to be for my base here somewhere, back here maybe. And you can cut your paper and place it down however you want. This is entirely up to you. It is your masterpiece. I think I decided that one was going to go there. This is your masterpiece, so you guys build it however you guys feel. That one was going to go there. That one there. So anyway, start attaching all your little pieces and all your decorative, and I will see you guys in part 2 of the video, and I'll probably just show you how I did it. So I'll see you guys in a bit, I guess, and not a bit, maybe tomorrow when I finish it up. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so thank you for watching. Be sure to come back and check the finish part 2 of the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.